I was wondering if you'd make it back.
Yep, I'm here. I'm here. Oh my goodness, it's a process. Today was quite interesting. Just the work, trying to. Whenever I'm out and about, it always takes a little bit longer to do all the things, and then get back to the office. And then, of course, the other folks who were leaving, so I'm having to unlock everything and take the alarm off, and so that took an additional time. So here we are. But I'm gonna make sure that I'm still assuring with my audience.
Today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be doing some more of that. And remember that stuff we had last year? Screwball. Screwball peanut butter whiskey. And you know what today is? Today on the calendar is.
Oh, tell us.
It's Chocolate Chip Day. National Chocolate Chip.
Really? I had no idea.
Yeah. So for National Chocolate Chip Day, what is the one thing that you have to do on a podcast on National Chocolate Chip Day?
Eat a chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip cookies. Hello. Like America's favorite cookie.
That's right. So I had to buy more Screwball because I was out, and then I did get my cookies. So my cookie is directly from Le Sucre, which is a local little dessert place here in Wilsonville. And so I called them this morning to make sure they had chocolate chip cookies because I didn't just want to go to Kroger and buy their cookies there. I could have, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted a locally made, if you will. And then as I was thinking about it, and of course I got the Screwball because hello. Then I was thinking, well, maybe I'll make a martini or maybe I'll make a milkshake. So I do have the fixings for a milkshake. I actually got dairy-free sorbetto.
Oh yeah, I love that. The Talente? Is it
yeah.
And how's it pronounced? Talenti? Talenti. It is.
And this is cold. There was another brand, but this one was a cold brew coffee.
Mm-hmm.
The other one was keto. This one was just dairy-free. And I said,
they have a lot of good brands. They have a chocolate chip. They have a mocha chocolate chip.
I saw the mocha.
They have a pistachio that is phenomenal.
I haven't tried their pistachio.
Yeah. The espresso chocolate chip is out of this world. It's like, they have a lot of good, that's something we can do. Just an episode on that and drinks to go with it. We can do that with like Bailey's would be a great episode.
We're going to have to do that. Well, the reason that I went with this was because originally I was going to do a special hot cocoa.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what I was going to put into my abuelita hot cocoa was Screwball because chocolate and peanut butter. Hello. Yeah. But then I thought it's freaking 90 some odd degrees. I'm hot.
It's a little hot out here. I don't even know what the temperature is here in Texas today, but it's hot. I don't want hot cocoa on this day.
I know it was 90 something degrees. I know that I looked it up. It was going to be like 92. It is 80. Well, it says 85 within a high of 86. It feels really hot. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to change it to a milkshake because in the morning, normally what I do is I put my pea protein, banana, and peanut butter. So I thought, well, I'll make a milkshake with coffee and Screwball. Or I could also do the chocolate with Screwball. And so
I had chocolate brownie liqueur out there. I almost thought about bringing that in, but as we said, this just goes to show because we come up with a thing for an episode, and it gives you 32 other ideas around what we picked for the episode.
Because
that's the problem when you're creative. You want to create everything for this 1 hour or 45-minute period of time. We can't bring it all to you in one time.
I know. We try. We really want to. I'm probably going to, if I can go on mute, I will in a moment because I'm going to be mixing.
You get the blender? Yeah.
Yes.
This is why realize this is episode 60. 60, ladies and gentlemen. We've made 60 of these where we found 60 different, 57 or 58 because some of them were repeated twice or three times. But yeah. All right, that's it. Ty Collins there says Screwball. There you go.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, I do have some.
I think we did a PB&J sandwich with the last time we had Screwball.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is that, this is really good. Oh my goodness, this.
I told you, just by it. I mean, that by itself.
Oh my goodness, this is.
We could have that, and we could. There's a million things we could pair with it on an episode. Just
So
this world.
I did bring the bread with one of my clients had given me strawberry jam and then the 100% peanuts. This one doesn't even have salt. It just has ingredients, peanuts. So peanuts and strawberries. So I thought, well, I could do a PB&J and then I could go crazy and add a banana to it if I really wanted to. But for right now, it was like I just needed something nice and cool that was going to be yummy. And so this particular coffee one, oh my goodness, let me look at the recipe because I did pull this one. Oh, bourbon. This one calls for bourbon. So coffee, ice cream, milk, bourbon, ice, and cookies. So
what bourbon you going to put in it? Come on. Tell us how. Basils.
Yeah.
That was already. Wait. We did basil. Remember the first time we brought basil? I think it was like episode 2 or 3.
Yes, it's been a while.
Way back in the beginning, we were doing, yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna make a milkshake out of this because this.
I'm gonna make a milkshake mess.
I'm gonna make a milkshake mess. Yes, absolutely.
What was that? Wait a minute. What's that song? Is your milkshake gonna bring all the boys to the yard or something like that? It's a song. It's a weird song. I don't know
that that's what the lyrics were.
Yeah, there's some weird lyrics out there, but we're going to outlaw our right songs like, Baby It's Cold Outside.
Oh my goodness. So this I was originally going to put the screwball in there, but because it's coffee, I'm going to go with the Basil Hayden, and it calls for cookies. So I'm going to cut this cookie. What I was thinking of doing is cutting it to where it had one little cookie. Yes. Okay. This is going to be fun. We'll see how I do with this because
I that's the other thing we could have done with this episode is we could have done chocolate chip cookie dough.
I almost got cookie dough actually.
I know.
So Le Sucre, they had cookie dough there.
Yeah.
Like edible cookie dough. And I looked at it and I'm like, no. So I didn't. So this calls for cookies. So what I did is that I cut the center of my cookie for my big cookie.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I'm putting some of the cookie in here. And I'm going to, where's my little measuring cup? So we're going to add the bourbon to it. Coffee, bourbon, Talenti, the cookie, and some milk. And I want it a little thick, so I'm not going to add a whole lot of milk. And this is.
Wait a minute. Would you ever consider in your milkshake doing a whipping cream or a heavy cream?
Oh, I do have heavy whipping cream.
Or a half and half. I've done a half and half too. Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to get all whipped up. So I'm going to see if I can mute myself because it's going to be loud. So I will be right back.
In the meantime, I'm going to sit here and eat cookies. It's a cookie recipe. Anyway, cookies. So I got a dark chocolate and light chocolate. So it's like this. How many remember the episode of Jerry Seinfeld? Look to the cookie. Anyway, dark chocolate on one side, light chocolate on the other. Chocolate, dark, the chocolate cookie, but then it's the regular chocolate chip on the other side. Has the chocolate chips into it. That is phenomenal, by the way. But the other thing we have here is this is like a small nut roll, almost like. It's almost like a chocolate sausage because my wife made these with remember last week we did the charcuterie board. She made some of these for the charcuterie board last week. But she does them all the time. They're chocolate. Some of them have pistachios. Some of them is almonds. I'm not sure which one this one is. I think this is almonds. Anyway, and chocolate. Oh my God, they're so good. Oh, and this one here, she put an orange liqueur in. Oh.
Nice.
But, and of course, I like my whiskey neat. So I'm just having some screwball whiskey neat with mine.
Nice. So
I forgot about the peanut butter. It's not something I drink on a regular basis.
So with this one.
Ooh, that buttery goes really well with the cookie.
Your cookie goes on top.
Okay. But how do you drink it?
Well, you're supposed to put the straw through your cookie.
Okay.
Which I will in a second, but I want a picture with Basil Hayden and the cookie. So this is kind of we need to get a picture here because this is just pretty.
Sean earns his badge today for following along.
Oh, thank you.
We give double badges for people who drink along.
So we got a shout out on these. There we go. I think I got a decent picture here because that's the pretty cookie on top.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll post that later. Okay, so it just called to put the straw through, but I think I'm gonna make a little hole here because I don't need the cookie to go inside my straw. So I'm gonna give it a little something there to get it through.
Ty's got great recipes. Is banana split martini drizzle. Oh, Ty, I wish I could do the banana split martini. Oh my God, I'll bet that sounds like a freaking good thing. Hershey syrup in the shaker, ice, vanilla, vodka, Godiva chocolate liqueur.
Oh wow.
Banana liqueur, half and half, strained into a martini glass, garnished with banana slice and cherry. Yeah, I can't do bananas, but other than that, Ty, it sounds like a really good martini.
In the banana liqueur, is there actual bananas in there, or is it just the banana?
Oh, yeah. Ty, do you know if it has actual bananas in it? Say yes or no in the comments. Let me know.
Oh, my goodness. So this is very yummy.
Mm-hmm.
You can taste the flavor. My milk is actually lactose-free.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that because I don't drink that much milk and I want it to last. So I buy the lactose free, and I had learned that because that's what I would give my mama because she couldn't have milk, and so the lactose, she couldn't have lactose. So everything I got was lactose free. And so
Ty says no bananas, just liqueur. I might be able to do that then if it's just liqueur. If it's banana flavored liqueur, I may be able to do it.
That would be great.
99 Bananas brand, I believe. We'll make sure to put that. Look that up.
Yeah, they do. Oh my goodness, 99 has such great flavors. So the whole purpose of this one is to have the little cookie on top, which I thought was cute, and in this little glass, it was perfect. It actually called. I didn't get this one. I kind of did my own measurements, but it called for like 2 cookies, and I'm like, okay, well that's going to be for a size this big. Or you can put it into another type of glass like this because it is coffee. So you could put it into a glass like this because, it's like, hey, it's coffee. But
the other thing is, could you make it? All right. We think about what is that one thing we do with cookies and milk? We dip it. Could we dip the cookies in the milkshake and eat it? So.
Oh, yeah, I would.
To me, that sounds like a fabulous. I mean, because it's an alcohol milkshake that we're dipping cookies in, baby. Oh, yeah. Cheers.
Oh, that is very yummy. Oh, and good cookie, too. So, Sucre, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my word. I forgot about how good this whiskey was. So, Sean is having a beer milkshake minus the ice cream and milk. And Sean, just for you, Sean, I actually brought some bugles to toot your horn. See, I got a bugle to toot your horn, Sean.
Nice. Too funny. Well, I don't eat a whole lot of dessert, but this dessert is pretty yummy. I like this. I'm not mad at this. This has such great flavor. So you have that coffee flavor in there. And then you get the bourbon those two combinations just make it yummy. Then with the cookie in there, it thickens it up and it gives a little bit of the chocolate in there and a little bit of that dough in there. Um, this is really good. Oh, actually, it called for ice. I didn't put ice in it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want it nice and thick, then you can add more ice to it. So the ice will help thicken it.
That'll make it more like the like your fraps or whatever that your coffee shops have with the ice, as opposed to the ice cream as your cold point.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, this is super yummy. This is
How
dangerous.
watery is it? I see you shaking around. How watery is it?
I normally like my shakes thicker than this.
Yeah. See, that's where the ice would have made it thicker.
Yeah. But because it did have alcohol in it, I thought, you know what, it's okay if I'm like, not trying to suck it all through a little skinny straw.
Yeah.
But this is very yummy. Oh my goodness.
I love your unique West Coast non-plastic straw.
Actually, Sean gave these to me, and I love them because I don't like the metal, because then my food tastes or my drink tastes metally. I love it because it's got the silicone at the end, and I have the tendency to bite down anyway. So this is like perfect. So I really like these straws. There's like 4 of them, so they're at the office, at the condo, at Sean's place. It's like they're scattered everywhere. I really like them.
Yeah, and how do they clean out? Do they separate the clean?
No, but there's this doesn't come off. But there's a little straw thing that goes inside that has got the bristles, so you can push it all the way in to clean.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, Sean, bugles are one of my favorite snacks too. My wife I make her buy 2 bags of them a week now.
So there was
And
another.
they just happen to be sitting on my desk because they're my on-desk snack right now.
They happen to be your on-desk snack. So there's another one that I'm going to try to make. I don't know how it's going to come out because it calls for strawberry syrup, and I don't have strawberry syrup, but I have
strawberry jam though.
I have jam, so I'm going to go with the jam, and in hopes that will be good enough. And I'm going to strain it anyway, so I'm hoping that the color really comes through. There we go. Brand spanking new. Nothing like homemade.
There's just something about popping the lid on homemade jam.
Right? It's
seriously, it just, and not just that. Homemade canned peaches. You pop the lid on them, I'm in heaven to hear that day,
Yum, yum, yum. So this one calls for Kahlua and strawberry syrup. So, here it is. The other thing you can add to it is you can add vodka to it. So if you want it, because the Kahlua doesn't have like that much alcohol in it. Where's the percent in here? I thought it was like 90. There it is, 20% alcohol by volume.
Yeah.
So it's very low. So for somebody that doesn't want a whole lot of alcohol, this is the way to go. And then we're gonna add
Kahlua and Bailey's on Ice used to be my airplane drink.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I used to drink it on the airplane when I was flying. Okay.
And actually, I was gonna put the cookie in this one. So I'm gonna make it the other way around. That's okay.
Do you remember? Wait a minute. Do you remember the episode of Seinfeld? Look to the cookie. If you remember it and you're watching and you remember, look to the cookie episode of Seinfeld. Put yes in the comments, or look to the cookie in the comments.
Seinfeld has so many food episodes. It's a lot of fun. I really, when I got into Seinfeld, it was like, oh my goodness. Okay, so
we are currently watching Frasier.
Okay. Wow, that's is Frasier even still on anymore? I didn't think so. So this one I am shaking it a little bit more than what it calls for because I'm trying to break down that jam.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna see what it.
So now what Gwen and I do is we pick a TV show, and that's like what we watch at night. So like we watch maybe 1 or 2 episodes, and 2 of us basically pass out on the couch watching them. And right now we're going through Frasier,
Okay.
and I think we're up to season 7. I think we just hit season 7.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, they have like 10 or 11 episodes. Yeah, our seasons.
Per season? Oh,
Yeah.
season total. And how many episodes per season?
About 20, 24, 22, 24.
Huh.
Yeah. So TV shows that we've done this with over the years have been Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah.
All right. Everybody loves Big Bang.
Yeah.
We did it with Parks and Rec. We've watched Parks and Rec so many times. We've got that show memorized. But,
Really? I haven't seen all of Parks and Rec. I've only seen some of it.
We've watched Parks and Rec all 7 seasons front to back, and we watch them in order. Right. We were, for a longest time during the pandemic, we were watching Law and Order. That's 20 some odd episodes, our seasons.
Right. Yeah. I like Law and Order. My mama used to like watching Law and Order with me. So we'd watch Law and Order and Criminal Minds. Those were kind of the shows we watch along with Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, of course. And one time a caregiver that when I got home, she's like, your mom wanted to watch Criminal Minds. And I said, yeah, that's one of the shows we watch. And she's like, oh. She looked at me weird. She's probably thinking, weirdos. So this is my, what is this one called? Oh my goodness. Strawberry sombrero cocktail.
All right. What all's in it?
Oh, it is Kahlua, strawberry syrup, or in this case, strawberry jam and milk. You throw everything into a glass, and you're supposed to just mix it. But because I had a jam instead of syrup, I added ice and I really shook it to try to get the strawberry.
You don't blend it? You wouldn't run. Wait a minute. You wouldn't run that in a blender?
No. Because it's technically, if it's a syrup, you don't need to blend it. You can just mix it or stir it.
Still, I would think with putting ice in that and running it in the blender.
Oh, to make it kind of thick and
That'd make it a little thicker, and I would think it would make it like that. Would give it that frappy type feel to it.
That's a good idea.
A frappy shake to it. Yeah.
So in this case, I'm just doing a little garnish here with a little strawberry.
A
little strawberry garnish. So I think that if it had if I had used the strawberry syrup, it probably would have had more strawberry flavor to it. Yeah.
Well, because the strawberry syrup would have been more of a concentrate of strawberry.
Right. And it would have been a lot more sugary.
So again,
this one is a low sugar strawberry jam.
Okay. Instead, then use double the jam, and that's where you come in with the ice to blend it.
Yeah, because there's still little particles in there. You can tell.
Yeah.
This is very refreshing too.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. Now, how does it taste with a cookie?
Look to the cookie. No. Look to the cookie. See? Dark side, light side cookie.
I know. I like that. This is pretty good. I still like my milkshake a little bit better.
My cookie's like Star Wars. It has a dark side.
Oh. Well, I will tell you. I will have to show you this.
Oh, wow. That's
Right.
cool.
I know. I want that mixer.
I would too.
I want that mixer. I saw it and I went, oh, I need to. Oh,
Wait a minute. You and Sean don't have rules like Gwen and I do?
rules of buying stuff or rules of?
Yeah. Wait. So what happens is Gwen sees something and she goes, "Ooh, can I get it?" I go, "Yeah." I find something. I go, "Ooh, can I get it?" She goes, "Yeah."
Oh,
Thus, every year we have to clean out a bunch of junk out of our house
with all this stuff.
because all the stuff we buy. Yeah.
Here's the picture of the shake with the cookie.
Which website did you find that on?
Um, please hold. It was on. Goodness, why am I not seeing the top of it? Sugarandcharm.com. Sugarandcharm.
Farm.com. So we'll put that in the comments.
Yeah, so that's where I got that one. And Mix That Drink is where I got the strawberry sombrero.
That's what the wait a minute, that's what the strawberry sombrero looked like. Because yours didn't look like that.
No, and I think it's because of the syrup. I use jam, and this jam is jammy and dark. Whereas if you're using a strawberry syrup, you're going to get that more of a red color.
Because it looks almost like the difference. It looks like almost like they added a red dye to theirs.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was going, wow, I was expecting. And this one's 1 ounce of Kahlua, 2 teaspoons of strawberry syrup, and 3 ounces of milk. And all it says is to pour into a glass and mix. It could be also because I shook, I didn't stir.
Mm-hmm.
It was shaken, not stirred. That can also cause a little difference in how it blends together. It could be that.
This just goes to prove in drinking, ladies and gentlemen, shaken, stirred, blended can provide 3 different drinks with the same recipe.
Right.
You know that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the flavor, the texture, the consistency,
Yeah.
what comes forward in your flavors, your front forward versus the flavors that are harmonizing on the back end. Absolutely. My screwball, there's my glass because I haven't touched my screwball. Brand new bottle. There we go.
So
And I almost got
last night for Mother's Day. We went to a local seafood Mexican restaurant that Gwen and I found here in our town. A little,
okay.
And of course, I mean they have a bar. And well, what drinks would you guys like? So my mom, they get skinny margaritas. They get right. It's a bar. So what do you think when I noticed on the menu that I would get in a Mexican bar?
Margarita, tequila.
Tequila. Guess what branded tequila they had?
Oh, Don Julio Cazadores.
They have that, but a brand that you and I actually brought on the show.
Oh yes, the one that we didn't do the tequila, did we? We did the.
No, we did this. We did this tequila, and I think we've had it on more than once.
Well, Don Julio.
It was a brand it's a brand that you and I know of, but the general public would go, huh? But it's something you and I found and tasted.
I was thinking that it's the one that we had with the not tequila, but the mezcal.
No, it wasn't mezcal.
Oh, because I have my Don Julio and I have my Casa Noble.
That's it.
Okay.
Casa Noble. They had it, and I'm like, oh, that's what I want. He says, "You want that in a drink or in?" And I'm like, "No."
Like, oh no,
no. Bring me a shot. And Gwen's like, "You're not down in that like a shot." I'm like, "No."
No, it's
that. I mean, that's just if you really. I mean, you don't hardly ever sip tequila,
right?
But I was sipping on that. I mean, the last drop, I downed the last drop. But you mean a little bit of the salt and sip onto it. Oh my God, that is good tequila.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, I'm going to put my cookie because I want a cookie and a picture of Screwball.
Yep.
Because I think that'll be a fun little picture there, even though it's by itself. I don't have it in I should have gone my little square, but that's all right.
Well, hold on. Tim's trying to get as much as he can into the picture.
Oh, yes. Perfect. Yes, I love it. Let's see if I can get, I can't seem to get myself in here, but that's okay. Get it in there. I can't seem to get around. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. That's better. Got it. Gotcha. Oh, no, this is really yummy. I do want to add the chocolatini though to it. I don't know if I want to open it. It's like it's ready to drink. Shake well, and it's made with real cream. I don't know. Refrigerated after opening. Okay, so I'm not going to open it just yet. And this one is woman owned. So Uptown Wine Cocktails. I think are they the same ones that do the skinny margaritas too?
I think so.
They look very familiar. But it does. It's 13.9% alcohol by volume. This essentially is your chocolate martini. But you do have to refrigerate it after opening it and shake it if you are going to do this one.
And it actually tastes better if you refrigerate it first. It's a great cold. Yeah, it's a great cold. Yeah.
So that's one that, but yeah, just having the screwball is pretty yummy, and have it with cookie. Do I dare dip my cookie in my peanut butter?
Because who else has ever had a podcast that has chocolate chip cookies and peanut butter whiskey in it? We've got to be the first.
This is wow. Talk about a dessert. You can get some ice cream, crumble the chocolate chip cookie into the ice cream and add screwball and mix it up. So it's still ice cream. And if you want to thicken it up a little bit, throw it back in the freezer for half an hour, bring it back out. Oh my goodness, that would be good because the screwball whiskey and the cookie taste very well together.
I'm thinking the screwball whiskey, the cookie, maybe a little bit of vanilla ice cream. Yeah. All right. A little bit of ice. Put it in the blender.
Here you go. Turn it into an adult milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
This is very yummy. Yeah, screwball is good just by itself. You can add ice to it or just sip on it. Originally, I was going to put it in this one, but then I was going to, so I have like multiple dirty dishes. So I'm going to have a lot of dishes to clean today.
I know. I've got about, that's what I liked about my idea this week was I was simple. Last week, I had a lot to clean up.
Oh, well, you had a lot of good yummies there too. I didn't even put an ounce of screwball. I just did just a little mini taste.
Okay, I don't even think I just did a half a shot over ice to do it over ice.
Okay.
All right, because I only have small cubes left in here. I don't have my big cubes.
Ah, yes, you need big cubes.
Oh, yeah, when you use small cubes, it'll melt it really quick.
I was okay with just like that because it's
a whole different taste iced.
Yeah. Mm.
Reminds me of eating peanut butter right out of the jar as a kid.
Yeah. That's why I was thinking, ooh, PB&J. And then I was thinking, ooh, strawberry. I do have strawberries here. So how, because I don't think that's something we did. I don't think we did strawberries and peanut butter whiskey last time.
Yeah.
We did PB&J, but I don't think we had strawberries just by themselves with the whiskey. Oh,
I'm just looking at everything we have for the rest of the month and what we have for recipes, and it's just like it gets better and better this month.
We're having. Yeah, we met up last week. What's it last week?
Yeah.
And we planned into the beginning of June. So.
Yeah. Remember last year in May. Now last year we did kind of monthly themes around what everybody was doing. This year we're kind of picking things around calendar ideas, but we're also picking things around that we want to expand on it.
Yeah.
This here, what we did today is an easily expand for July. All right. To come back in and do, all right, that ice cream, all right, into some milkshakes.
Yeah.
It's summertime. You're going to have an awful lot. At summertime, you're going to want a lot of cold beverages. And I'm thinking we try some milkshake beverages like into July this year.
I love that idea. That red, white, and blue, a banana split. I love that idea. Thank you, Ty, for that. That is a
Yeah,
great.
I think I'm gonna copy that out of the comments for that Ty gave us on that.
Yeah, I love that. That's that. I think would be very different because one of the ice creams, the Talenti and others that I saw, was they did have a banana split.
I have to figure out a way to copy that. I'll have to go into the Facebook comments later. He commented on your Facebook page. So.
Okay, I was going to say if it's on Facebook, we should be able to pull it from there because that would be a fun one to take a picture and share with the audience ahead of time, so that way they're ready for it and they can also make it.
Oh, you know what you could have used for strawberry in that?
What's that?
Mary Mixer's strawberry mix.
Ah, I don't have that. Otherwise,
I have some of it left. All right, but that strawberry mixer, I'll bet you from Mary's Mixers would have done it.
That's a really yeah, that makes sense. I made a shrimp cocktail this weekend, and first I was going to make a guac, and I make my guac very chunky. I don't make it creamy.
Yeah.
But the avocado wasn't to the expectation that I would have liked, even though I had just purchased it. It was like, I'm like, no. And so I only had some of it. So then I said, well, I'll make a pico de gallo.
Yeah.
So I made the pico de gallo. And then from there, I was like going, since I'm not making my guac, pico de gallo doesn't have avocado. Because I started with the pico de gallo, then I had the guac, then I had the shrimp. I have a whole way of doing things. And so I said, well, I'm going to make a shrimp cocktail instead. So I did that, and then I added Mary's Mixer's Bloody Mary mix, because normally I would use a V8 or Clamato and ketchup.
Yeah.
I like Clamato because of that, the clam juice that's in there, and it's very flavorful, but it's very watery, so the ketchup helps thicken it. But growing up, I used to use V8 all the time. So,
but wait a minute. But why not use Mary's Mixers and add some clam juice to Mary's Mixers?
So I didn't think about that, but I did use Mary's Mixers, and it was a delicious cocktail. That was dinner. We started with just the regular crackers, and then we moved over to Juanita's chips, which tasted so much better. It's like, oh my goodness, it's so much better. So that was dinner. It was a very light dinner. It was so refreshing for a hot day, delicious, and being able to use Mary's Mixers in there. It was like, yep. Good choice. Good choice. I'm glad I did what I did. It was kind of that progression of led to, because I'm like, well, I have shrimp. I have all the stuff I need. I had the Mary's Mixers. I just, when you expect something, you want something, and it's like the avocado was the one that kind of led me into do something different. So, but yeah.
Here comes Cindy. Cindy, see, we're using the calendar, Cindy. National Chocolate Chip Day.
Thank you,
we would not know that, Cindy, if we didn't get your calendar. See?
It was truly a light bulb moment when we saw it.
As next week will be.
Don't be a poop and don't be making fun of me, man.
Yeah. As next week will be another light bulb moment from the calendar.
That's right.
Yeah. So anyway.
No, that was a great idea. Once we started poking around the calendar, because there's been times that we missed something because it was the day before, the day after, the week before. Oh, we could have done this last week, or we could have done it, whenever. So we don't want to miss those, because those are a lot of fun, because then we can expand on it. Yeah, but, because we were using that, I will tell you, Cindy, so I'll have to give you props again. So I had the thought of the day for my Rotary Club of Wilsonville for last week. And so I'm like going, well, what do I want to share that's important? What do I want to share that touches the lives of my club as well as society? And so I'm trying to look at different things. Well, then I was like going, well, what national day is around here? Well, that day of my meeting, which was because I was working on this on Tuesday, my meetings are on Thursday. So it was National Eagle Awareness Day. And so I was like going, oh, well, this kind of goes with the importance of checking our ego. It started, and then it was to keep the awareness of when we allow our ego to get in the way, how it affects our relationship with others and how it affects society really as a whole. and then to be aware of it. And so when we're aware of how our actions and our ego are getting in the way, then we can check ourselves. And this is that reminder. And so I was bringing it up, and then I said, National Ego Day is what, as I was going through, and I said, correction, it's ego awareness. It's about the awareness, not about that we're going to show our ego today.
It's the awareness of the fact that I'm an egomaniac. Oh, yeah.
There you go. And the funny thing is that as the meeting went on, multiple people brought up like, well, that's not my ego talking, or, we got to keep our ego. So throughout the meeting, that one thought that was at the beginning of the meeting kind of carried through the entire meeting, but it was in a fun, kind of loving way, and just reminding us of why we're doing what we do through Rotary, and serving others. And if you have an ego, or if we have an ego, we can't serve others because we're thinking about ourselves, and we don't think about how our actions affect others. So the calendar has been useful for our podcast. It's been useful for Rotary. So there's a lot of uses for a National Day of fill in the blank.
Yeah. So tonight's episode was really, really a unique thing. I did basic. You did the expounding this week. All right.
It's still basic. It was basic.
Yeah, as opposed to last week. All right, which it's something that the two of us balance out. Hey, the universe plans it. We don't plan to balance each other out. We just do.
Yeah, this one was a cookie, and but I did have my strawberries because the strawberries were more for the decoration of that one drink. But definitely wanted to do the coffee. Coffee was so important. Milkshake, I just couldn't do hot. It's, when you get this hot, it's like, no, I wanted to. And I was still, I think during the holidays when it gets cold in the fall, winter, I will make a special hot cocoa, and I will add
peanut butter. Yeah, we'll have to do a peanut butter hot chocolate come this winter. So,
yeah.
But you talk about coffee and alcohol. Every Saturday morning, Gwen and I drink a double espresso with whipped cream 7 days a week. That's my coffee drink. I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm an espresso drinker.
Okay.
Every Saturday morning, one thing goes with us to Starbucks. It's the flask with my Sambuca in it. A little bit of Sambuca in my coffee every Saturday. How about you?
I usually I'll do a special hot cocoa. Once in a while, I'll do a special coffee. Not always. There is Huber's here in Portland where it's the Mexican coffee.
Yeah.
It is a whole production, and they come out and they make it in front of you, table side. And it is just a wonderful experience to go to Huber's and get their, actually, I think it's a Spanish coffee, but they light the glass and everything, and they make the drink right in front of you. McDonald's does do it also, but they're making it in the back, in the bar. So it's not for show. They're just making it. But Huber's, it's an experience to go there, and you're like, oh my goodness, you just go there to get the Spanish coffee after dinner because it's part of that experience.
Well, it's just like, I've gone to there's certain Mexican. I remember I was going on the Riverwalk in San Antonio. I want to go to the Mexican restaurant that makes the guacamole at the table in front of you.
Yeah.
It tastes better. I don't know why. It just does.
Yeah.
Probably not made any different than the ones who make it in the back, but it's just an experience at the table.
Yeah. Yeah, there's this little Mexican restaurant that's in Vancouver that's off the beaten path in this small suburb. Mm-hmm. We had a networking event with my buddy Nathan Webster, and he was bringing these different business owners that were of color to say, hey, be honest about certain things that we sometimes can't say in public, because then now we're doing the reverse discrimination because we're talking about some of the things that we're encountering. So this was a very safe place. There was only about 6 of us. But, we ordered the guac because I want to make sure that I had something to share with the table.
Mm-hmm.
And they came out, they literally made it there. And it was like, oh my God, because we're having this deep conversation. I wasn't able to enjoy her making the guac, but it was still like, I'm like, oh my goodness. It was just kind of that giddiness of having the guac made at your table that I was like, oh my goodness, I got to come back. So it was a friend of Nathan, so definitely need to support local. But that guac was so delicious, and then I'm like sharing it with everybody. I'm like, please take some guac.
Yeah.
But it was just that the experience, and that's what we always want to look for wherever we go is the experience when it comes to food and enjoying it, because it all starts with, it's all about the eyes, that you can hear it, you can taste it, you can see it, you can smell it, and all those things make just a drink go, oh my goodness, I can smell the peanut butter in here. That then brings you to
Cheers, Mr. Christopher Roche.
Laura did have muffins, but we hadn't talked about muffins today. I didn't buy any, but they looked really pretty. They had really cute muffins there, cupcakes and muffins. And as I was at Uber, I was looking for the cookies, and they had these Mondo cookies, and I'm like, do I need a Mondo cookie? And they were like huge, this big. But I definitely wanted to buy local, so that's why I waited. But also, I saw the muffins, and I'm like, ugh. Blueberry muffins are just my favorite when I do decide to eat muffins. But you can throw a muffin in a blender also along and make it into a milkshake.
We used to do at Starbucks carrot cake and the vanilla bean frappuccino mix.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was like cheesecake, carrot cake, frappuccino. But I want to just do a shout out here. Chris is doing 75 days hard. He's on day 41. All right, buddy. Hats off to you, buddy, for doing that. All right. I know sometimes in life we got to do the challenges. All right. We do appreciate when we see people doing this. All right. That's what we're all about, the experiences in life. And Chris is somebody that is about experiences. So, yeah, we love you, Chris.
Yeah.
So
we support you.
Yes, Chris, all right. Everybody who watches my show knows the blue one. Tim built the blue one. Yeah.
And does it play?
It plays. Tim's not a good player, but it does play. So,
well, there is this episode of that Fluffy did. I don't know where he did it, but he went to some restaurant and they told him that he needed to get the chocolate cake milkshake, and so he went and he asked for it, and then they told him what size, and it's like, oh, for you, large or something. So then the lady gets this chocolate cake and like cuts it in half. And then he's like, oh, wait. He goes, I asked for a milkshake, not chocolate cake. And she's like, I know. And takes this huge chunk of chocolate cake, throws it in the blender, gets the ice cream, throws it in there, throws all the things in there, and then just, blends this thing and then puts it, because it was an extra large. It's this huge cup. Puts the straw in there, and then he's trying to suck it out. He says the best milkshake ever. So yes, you can put a lot of things into a milkshake, including beer.
Well, Sean was doing a milkshake minus the water, milk, and ice cream. Yes, Sean, I remember that. See, where is it? See, I still have it up here. Where is it?
It was one of the first comments. It was
one of the early on comments. Here it is. Yeah. See, Sean, I'm having a beer milkshake minus the ice cream and milk. Yeah. So anyway.
Well, Red Robin, I haven't been there in a long time, but they do have their Blue Moon milkshake that has Blue Moon beer in the milkshake.
Yeah. What else is in it?
Vanilla ice cream. I don't remember what else is in it, but I definitely remember vanilla ice cream and Blue Moon beer.
I'll bet you. Well, Blue Moon, because Blue Moon is good with an accent of orange because of the way it's brewed. I'll bet you anything if you take that and put like a little bit of citrus to that milkshake, I'll bet that's out of this world. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Make it into an orange creamsicle.
Yeah. Give it the orange creamsicle with a beer into it. Oh my God, that sounds good. All kinds of ideas we get on the show.
I know, and thank you all for sharing.
Episode 692 someday with all these ideas.
Especially when they're being shared by our listeners,
yes.
You can try them and see how we like them and share with everybody else. So, and just as a reminder to all of you, we are looking at putting together a food and drink recipe book.
Yep. Hopefully we'll have it by Christmas this year.
You have those books that are food, and then you have those that are drinks, but never those that are paired, those food pairings. And food pairing is a thing. There's so many more places that do food pairings. Well, we're going to do those food pairings. We have to sit down and say which are the things that we like the most and which are the things we want to try. And that way we can try them before we put them in the recipe book.
Well, I know as we're halfway through May and June is upon us, we said that we are somehow or another going to fit in 2 episodes this year that we record live at some place. And I don't know how we're going to do it yet. We're going to fit it in though.
We are.
All right. And that's probably when we'll have our sit down meeting to plan out our Christmas present, shall we say, for everyone to get.
There you go.
Anyway.
That'll be a fun one.
Well, this episode every week, guys, is brought to you. All right. It's not just us having on drinks, but it's brought to you by our businesses. All right. Our businesses sponsor and put this on. And this started as an idea. Gladys and I just sitting in a friend's living room one day and said, hey, we should start a podcast about this. And both of us decided to let our businesses sponsor this idea and do it every week. So each of us can tell a little bit about our business. You're going to let you go first because you're the lady.
Thank you, Tam. Gladys Minory Botwell, Insurance by Design, helping small business owners attract, retain quality staff through employee benefits. I am licensed in Oregon, Washington, and California, but if you have a question anywhere throughout the U.S., throw me the question. I will answer it, and I will connect you with a wonderful broker that will help you in your area. And it won't be just here, pass it on. No, I have brokers that I work with across the U.S. And this is my co-host.
Hey, I'm Tim Gillette, but I'm going to ask you a question about that before we move on to me. So what you're saying is you're helping people with their benefits, even if they're in Tennessee. You'll try to help them out.
Because insurance is insurance. The way it works is the same. What are they looking for? I'm going to ask all those questions. And then once they know what they want, what they need, then it's like, okay, what's a local broker that can help you get that?
Makes sense.
And I know I have brokers across the U.S. that I can work with, that I trust. Some that I know better than others that it's like, hey, and I vet them before I pass anybody on, because I want my clients to have a wonderful experience, even if it's not with me. When I pass them on, I want that next person to take care of them the way that I would. So that's important for me.
So yeah, so you're saying even if they're not your clients, you're going to treat them like a client. I love that.
Yep.
Anyway, my name is Tim Gillette, and I do simple, easy websites. That's right, simple, easy websites. You go there. All right, we actually do websites for you. We are doing the 7-day guarantee. We do $9.97. We guarantee your website up, and we can host it as cheap as $47 a month. And it's up to having all the way up with your automation and everything for $297 a month. Check that out, simpleeasywebsites.com. If you need a website, a basic website, we can get you up and going in 7 days or less. American built, American strong, and we do it with a personal touch.
So we appreciate you all being here every week and listening in after the fact, and then trying out our recipes and giving us feedback and being here for us. We appreciate y'all.
Yep. So hearts out today, because man, we got an awful lot of people and a lot of you guys engaged live, and then a lot of you guys leave comments on the recordings later. So if you're watching this live or you're listening to the recording many moons from now, we do appreciate you. Be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, you can find us Like the Way You Drink on YouTube. You can subscribe to our Facebook page, Like the Way You Drink on Facebook, and we are on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio. We are everywhere you get your podcast. So go follow us. All right. Subscribe there and tell your friends about it. And let's have more fun liking the way we drink.
That's right. Because if you don't like the way you drink, don't do it.
That's right. That's right. So any closing thoughts there, Chief?
Just thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. This was a fun episode. I found new things that I enjoy. And then just being reminded of the things that I have enjoyed in the past. Yeah.
Connection to those people who visited for a second or third episode. Yeah.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.
Thanks all for being here. We appreciate you.
Yep. We'll see you guys next week.